Today's guest has had a fascinating career journey. He's gone from banking to Big Four to driving a taxi, and now he's literally marrying people for a living. I'm joined by Reverend Dave, a modern celebrant who helps people mark life's biggest moments with meaning, personality and purpose. We chat about what made him walk away from the corporate world, what he learned behind the wheel, and how he's found his calling in officiating weddings and ceremonies. It's a conversation about career reinvention, taking bold turns and finding purpose in unexpected places. This episode is brought to you by Top Drawer Talent, the supply chain and procurement recruitment specialist. Let's get into it. Here we go.
What's a reverend do? Like, what's a modern reverend do?
And it is a good question, and the main reason I suppose what we're talking today is I want people to kind of realise the same question you have. Everyone has it. What is a reverend?
Yeah.
So I'll answer your question with a question.
Right.
What if I was to tell you now, if you hear someone's a reverend, what would you think they are?
Oh God, like a Protestant priest.
A Protestant priest.
Because
Yeah.
like, or a reverend can have a wife. Maybe is that the difference?
And that's
Or a partner or whatever.
Exactly. So like it'd be basically someone that a priest that could have a partner would be your idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like the thing is, a reverend, right, is that I understand there's religious connotations and the whole religious thing behind it.
Okay.
Nothing to do with religion.
Right. Okay.
So I'm a reverend. The reason why I took the title is that when you eventually become nominated by a ministry, it basically means that you can legally marry a couple in the eyes of the state.
Okay.
No, really, I understand that if you have a reverend in front of, but all that means is that I have authority to legally marry a couple.
Okay. So,
irregardless of religion.
you've no white collar.
No white collar. It wouldn't fit me anyway. Believe me, trust me.
Okay.
But and the big thing about the reverend status is that obviously you've heard in the background, but it's very big in the States.
Yeah. It's huge.
So when people hear the reverend, is that the sort of push that it have. I'm not really exaggerating that you're talking nearly a doctor status. So if you have DR in front of your name,
Yeah.
or you have reverend, it has that pull that you have the ability to conduct legal ceremonies.
In the US, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it have that same? Does it have that same status in Ireland? Or?
And I'm glad you asked, because at the moment, no.
Right.
So, and there's still the ambiguity over what couples can do for weddings and what's involved, or it's always, the Catholic Church has had such a hold on this country, or even Europe, for decades, for years, and it's basically that mindset that makes to think that a reverend is very much religious, and that if you don't get married in the eyes of the church, are you really married? It's always the question. Whereas the only thing that really matters, and I hate to take away the romance here, but all that matters is in the eyes of the state.
Yeah.
So once you have that, people say you're a green folder.
Yeah.
That's the government stamp to say that you've been officially legally married.
Okay.
So in the eyes of God, it makes no odds.
Right. But you still have to get your green book, right? Even if you're going through the church.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You do. So you even have to go through there's a pre-marriage course that you do. I think it's couple of 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
That you make you go down, and they sit with a priest, and they basically tell you that you should be having kids in the eyes of God, and all this. And
right.
I done it myself, because when I was married,
yeah,
that was the only option.
Right.
So it's all about letting people know their options, that they can have. It's a bloody expensive day.
Yeah.
And to let people know they can have it the way they want it.
Okay.
And to highlight that being a legal solemnizer, being a reverend, is the future. It's a movement, and the way things are going.
Right. And is it in any way religious if like a celebrant or a reverend does it, or is it spiritual, or does it depend on the individuals and what they want?
A bit of both.
Right.
So it can depend on the individual wise. Is that the beauty of me being involved with FuturFaith?
Yeah.
They're the only organisation that offer interfaith ceremonies.
Okay.
So what that means is that if you go with other secular group, or if you go with the priest, for example, you're obviously going to get a very much religious ceremony.
Yeah.
If you go with a humanist, as they're called, or someone that's from another non-religious group, they can offer you the likes, say, spiritual.
Right.
A bit wishy-washy for me, if I'm being honest.
Okay, yeah.
I just don't think it's for me. Whereas FuturFaith, what they offer is that if you have the ceremony that you want, but you have a granny there that's hell bent on religion, throw in 4 prayers of the faithful. You can add those religious elements. No problem.
No issue. Oh, okay.
So there's a bit about there's people that are I've had consultations where no religion, don't even mention Jesus.
Oh really? Yeah.
Oh geez, whatever you do,
Okay.
I burn up if I go into a church. I probably burn up if I go into a church, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just no. And then there'll be some people going, oh, I want to keep certain family members happy, and like it is still very ceremonial, but it's to intertwine all that together, and that's the beauty of FuturFaith, that it offers that option.
Okay. And how many people like have you married or?
So since
Are you doing it longer?
I started this in COVID. So
Right. Okay.
I was banking, consulting,
Right.
10, 15 years, working my way up the corporate ladder as you do. And all of a sudden, I remember 13th of March, COVID hit. Right, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Haven't seen them since. I kind of got bored of I was doing internal audit, so I kind of got bored of that, and then went on to Grant Thornton, so consultancy.
Yeah.
And the idea was, you 3-4 month projects, see how you get on, different. If you didn't like it, you're only doing it for 3 months, and then you do something different.
Yeah.
Whereas that got kind of stale.
Right.
Our role went fully remote, so we were from home, and me and the 4 walls didn't agree.
Yeah. You'd be like very much like a people person, would you? Like you like extroverted, kind of like to be out and about and chatting.
I'm a motor mouth, yeah. Yeah. I'd be very much like what got me through the day on any job was that you'd go for a coffee with the lads and the girls, have a laugh, have a chat.
Yeah.
A slang or whatever. And suddenly when you took that away, it was what's the point?
Okay.
I seen girls and lads getting so stressed over the most pointless stuff, irrelevant stuff.
Yeah.
We weren't saving lives. It was very much office 9 to 5 job. So I said, look, I know it suits some people, and they were great work from home, flexibility, but for me, it was never going to be long term.
Right.
So I said, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And my mother-in-law said one day that, have you thought about, she had a friend over in England that done celebrancy. And what do you think about doing it? Knew nothing about it. Just threw my name in the hat, said to give it a go.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. I tried it out as a non-legal celebrant, so people would go and do their green folder paperwork beforehand.
Yeah.
Officially get married.
Yeah.
And then I do the ceremony.
Right.
Whereas everyone, the way it's going now is that you have it all in house. So
Right. So it's all under one roof. You don't.
all under one roof. Yeah.
agreed.
So say you pick I don't know, Trim Castle, for example.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We got the Trim Castle on the day. The ceremony would be on the day. You'd sign the green book, all officially married there and then.
On the day. Okay.
on
So there's no getting married 3 months before the wedding kind of thing.
No,
Okay.
exactly. Whereas that was the case where I know people made a meal out of it and they kind of made a day, brought their family and stuff. But
Yeah.
it kind of took away from the day, and I could see it took away from the day, but yeah, it's just better to do it all in house.
Yeah.
And sorry to answer your question, how many I've actually done?
Yeah.
Non-legal and legal. I have one tomorrow.
Right. Okay.
For an elopement couple in Clonmel House up, I think it's South West Meath, and that will be my number 22.
22. Okay.
22nd wedding. Yeah.
So have you had anyone come down the aisle saying, "I object"?
Thankfully, no.
What would you do if that happened?
Is the thing. I always say to my couples as well. You'll see from the scripts that I write. Like I love different.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I love obscure stuff, and people say, "Oh, we can't really do that." And the answer is you can. You can do what you want, basically.
Right. Okay.
Something different that I do. I do the giving of marriage. So
Right.
have you heard of back in the day when you'd be handing over the dowry? So basically.
Oh, the money for the bride's father if you hand over the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
back in the day, it would have been like, say you're going over to your father-in-law's house. You hand over a donkey or something, and you're given a bride, and that's the way it was. And it was given, and now it's kind of changed these days. That say if it's a church, for example, the father comes and you shake the hands. That's supposed to sign of money.
Yeah.
You're passing over the daughter, and you're going to look after. But instead of that, now the modern spin on it is that the whole congregation give the marriage. So it'll be like 2 people, they're equally choosing to marry each other today, and everyone kind of stands up and says, and I'd say out loud, you know, does everyone agree to this marriage and is going to look upon this couple with wishes going forward? And then it's a response of, we do, from everyone.
Right.
So getting people involved as well. That's the idea. Mad obscure, no one has said no.
Okay.
I've had half an hour, 45-minute delays of brides being fashionably late.
Okay. Do you think like they're getting cold feet, or like, you know?
The conversation they have, brides would be cool as anything.
Right.
You know, I want the casual, I want the fun. You know, I actually don't really care what I look like or in the dress, and you hear all this, and then on the day,
Panic.
different story. Panic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I used to notice, right, when I used to do weddings, right? I used to be always able to tell it was a happy couple, or like they're like just doing it to go through the motions because they've been together for a long time.
Yeah.
Can you tell the difference on like at that stage of the day, like if they're happy together or if they're kind of just going through the motions?
The day is very different to the lead up. Yeah.
Okay.
Like the day itself, it's almost like they're madly in love, because any couple that I've dealt with, basically it's the most happiest day of their life, and you're in this wedding bubble. And everything's going, all your family and friends that you love and adore are there. You've had a shower, you're dressed up, you know, you're ready for the day. Whereas leading up to it, like the conversations that I've had is that, you know, we've been together 10 years, we've 3 kids. This is very much a tick box exercise, sort of stuff. And then it does make it tough to kind of get their love story that I outlined. Yeah. Because they're obviously together so long that it's like asking your mum and dad, what's their love story? I'm kind of going, they're giving you a look, what?
Yeah.
Just serious?
Sign the page.
Yeah, do you know, come on, we're trying to get through this, you know.
Right.
But it's not one wedding is the same.
Okay, yeah, they're all very different.
All very different, all want different things. You think you have it nailed as the one, and then they throw you off completely.
Okay. And is it just like weddings that you're doing, right? Or are you doing like funerals, or like, I don't know what the alternative would be to a christening, but like, naming ceremony, maybe, is that what it's called?
Absolutely, yeah. So weddings is, I suppose, I kind of put that out as my bread and butter.
That's your go-to.
Ideally, yeah. So since I can legally marry people, I like the idea of getting into the wedding space and doing that to kind of
more fun.
Exactly, and to make people know their options. But no, you're right. Instead of funerals, what's becoming quite popular now, and what I'd be into, is end-of-life celebrations. Okay. That's what they're called. So instead of having a church ceremony, like say for standard, you'd have a wake, you'd go to the church, then you go to potentially the burial ground or crematorium, whatever it may be. A lot of people are now deciding that it will be a funeral home ceremony. Okay. Very small, and then potentially back to the crematorium for an actual ceremony itself, or potentially by the graveside. Right. So half an hour, they're obviously quite quick. You could get a call on, say, from a funeral director on a Monday for someone that's died, for a ceremony on Wednesday. Okay. Much quick turnaround time. Yeah. But the idea is the same. Yeah. It's instead of, like, obviously people mourn very differently, and the most important part obviously is someone's eulogy or their story, whatever way you want to tell it. Yeah. And I think I'm quite good at taking their story, putting it into my words, and then letting the family know how I've written it. Yeah. But that's the funeral side. And then, sorry, you asked about baby naming. Yeah. So we call it baby naming as opposed to christenings. Okay. So a lot of people aren't going down the baptism route, down the church route of christenings, and they're called baby naming. So nice ceremonies. They can be anywhere, pretty much. Right. I've had them family. In the Phoenix Park itself, like loads of different people's back gardens. Right. And it's lovely. You can have a godparent, let's say, and godparents. Yeah. And it's a good way of naming it. It's nice. You can do like little letters to each other, and it's a nice way of marking someone's name officially. Right. And once again, it kind of takes away from, oh, he was baptized, he wasn't baptized. It still marks a significant moment. Yeah. Something that's coming down the tracks as well is that obviously there's going to be a lot of kids now going through primary school, secondary school.
The communions.
Communions, yeah. So communions and confirmations, like there's so many different ceremonies or, celebrations that you could have that you can still have your white dress, you can still go down the motions of this next part of life, but just have it in the way you want it, and just to have something different. It doesn't have to be centered around religion.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. And is that popular? Like, because I'd imagine like that'd be quite controversial. If like a skill, like
Yeah, well,
or like
I actually think, funnily enough, it was only the other day that the government have to bring out figures now, first of all, of kids that aren't taking religious studies in school.
Okay.
So if you don't take religious studies in school, therefore you're not going to be going down the communion, going down your confirmation route. And by not doing that, obviously, because people are doing, you have a ceremony of light, your first confession, your whatever it may be, kids are doing other activities now, so they're not missing out. And let's call it what it is. Ireland's a multicultural
100%.
hub now. I know even from my own area, I'm in the Dunboyne area. I don't know the exact figures, but you could say nearly half of the kids are not Christian, and they're not Catholics. So not only are they they're not going to go down the religious route. They want their own celebrations and their own kind of cultural impact. So it's becoming quite popular without even realizing that that's the way the world is going. Just it's going to happen, and we're just introducing it. That's all.
Yeah, I wouldn't even thought of that. Like I'd have thought like doing your communion, your confirmation was like a rite of passage.
Well, to be honest with you, we're of the age where it was.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you went and you got your post office book. You went and got your money for the communion.
Yeah. Knocking on the doors. Well, now it's a party, right?
This one, or even a confirmation. You probably a group of the lads went off to the cinema.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, and you went off in your suit and stuff like that. Now, there is still an element of that, but take into consideration if you have 30 kids in the class, potentially 10 plus of those kids are not going to be making the confirmation. So what are they going to do instead? Are we going to isolate them, and we're going to stick to our religious things? And whereas we know full well that the rest of those kids that are making their confirmation, their mothers and fathers haven't been to mass and God knows how long.
Yeah, probably go to mass at Christmas. Like.
Go to mass at Christmas. Yeah, or when someone dies, or when someone's getting married. And it's nothing against the like if you're a priest and everything, full respect to what you do.
Yeah,
you've gone down that route, and that's great. And I think there's always going to be an element of religious faith, and I think if you're religious, you're always going to be religious. I think it's more about knowing that there's different options and that there's a choice out there. That's why I got involved.
Yeah, that's what does it, offers choice. But it can also, like, if you were like a religious person, you can still have that element of what you provide with the religion kind of mix in there, right?
And that's the beauty of the FuturFaith. You see, if you go down the line with a FuturFaith minister or reverend, you can absolutely, it's you can incorporate Hindi rituals with Catholic rituals.
Okay, so this will probably be more common where, like, let's say it's a multicultural family, like where like you got someone from the Hindi faith and someone from the Catholic faith, and kind of some kind of blended version of two. Once the two people are happy together and
absolutely
whatever.
It sounds cliche, but it's very much like love is love. Is the way I see it.
I just should say that.
It's just like you say love is love. People go, roll their eyes. But like it's very much. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care if you're black, white, you got a tail. Who cares? Just it's two people that have decided they want to get married, and because they're having their day, it should be ceremonial. Obviously, it's two people coming together. No matter how you look at it, it's legally binding. But I think to have that day and to make it the most special you can, I think it should be about the couple. It shouldn't be about how do I put this? It's not about the joining of two people. It's more about the two people that are doing it. That makes sense.
I get you. Yeah, no, and that's fair.
I think. Now, once again, this is on my opinion, but I think if you're going down the church route, I think religion and the fact that it's a sacrament overarches what you're actually doing.
Okay.
I think it's so important that it's like people are coming to celebrate these two people. They want to see them both together. They want to know their story. they don't want to, you know their religious beliefs. People want to know what you do on a daily basis. Humans are nosy naturally.
Yeah.
You know, they want to know the gory details.
Yeah.
And my ceremonies that I do, especially weddings, they give you a snippet to what's going on behind closed doors with these two people, who they are, where they've come from. That's what I try to get across, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny, right? Because I'm not in a rush to get married now or anything, right? But I would be religious, right?
Right.
But, well, not religious, right? I believe in God, right?
Yeah.
Like, I do, right?
Yeah.
But if I was getting married, right, or if I was considering it, I don't know if I would be leaning towards the church avenue. Like, I've seen, like, obviously I've been in the wedding industry. I think I've been to, like, over 300 weddings, right?
So you know, yeah.
But, yeah, I think, like, the hotel ceremony, it just leads to a better day and kind of less kind of stress. Because you see people stressed out on the day. So I'd be like, well, that's probably the better option, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, but I do get like why people, you know, go down that route or go the church route because like whatever beliefs they have.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I didn't know there was so much in it. Like I thought it was just.
And you're not alone. You're not that is the general consensus. And on that point that you brought up about the I was brought up Catholic. I consider myself belief in God. I think you have to have some sort of faith to be human.
Yeah,
you have to believe there's something, you know, beyond. And I do believe in God. You know, like I went to church every Sunday. My mom dragged me to church every Sunday.
Yeah, you used to get dragged as well.
Oh, like I mean, kicking and screaming. But you went and you done what you had to do. Well, no, religious wise, I would say I am also a believer in God. So I would be. I wouldn't say I'm religious, but I definitely have an element of faith, and I think that there is, you know, something above us.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I just think you have to be right for that bit of comfort. But but like different strokes for different folks, right? And that's what it's all about.
Absolutely, yeah. And I just think you see when it comes down to the legalities of it. No, when you're getting married, it's always in the eyes of the state.
Yeah.
So no matter how religious you are, you can crawl up St. Patrick on your knees and on your bare hands. At the end of the day, if it's not recognised in the eyes of the state, you're not legally married.
Yeah.
So I think that's the bit that it can cause people a bit of confusion going, well, do they really get married in the church? Is it really a marriage? Whereas 100% it's a real marriage.
Yeah.
You know, but no, I take on your point that the religious aspect can always be there. It can definitely be included 100%.
I do like the idea though of like, you know, like you said, like a Hindu couple and a Catholic couple or individuals being able to come together, right? No matter what their faith. Like I do like that idea. So I definitely think there's benefits to both, right? But in terms of like, you know, yourself, right? Like, did you ever think this is the career path you're gonna follow?
No, absolutely not. And even if you told my grandparents or even my mum and dad kind of look at me going, what the hell's going on here? The last thing you do is, you know, tell people stories and all this. I've always been, I always be a people person, and I've always liked you. Like even when I was in the bank, it sounds grim, but I went in at the end, like recession went smack bang, so that got me into the bank. And I was straight away talking to people, you know, at their most vulnerable. They had arrears and getting thrown out of their house and stuff. And
sounds quite tough.
It was very much kind of a baptism of fire. You're kind of thrown in the deep end, see how you get on. You're pulling the phones, and that's just how it was done. Right. But that I'll always be thankful for it because it kind of there can't be anything worse than that.
Fair enough.
And all of a sudden you get this empathetic bone in your body. You know people's quirks, different personalities and stuff. It's mad. But then straight away I noticed, right, I'm for customer service. Like I spent my time behind the bar as well. I used to love being a barman, just chatting to people all day.
What was school like for you? Like, would you be an academic in school, or would you be a messer? Or?
No, I was bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I'm the black sheep of the family. If my mom's watching this, I'm sorry again. But yeah, like I was a little bastard. Like, I it's funny because up to probably junior cert, I was quite good in school. Like I would have been all right, kind of liked it, and then transition year I just kind of went off the rails. I was just, you know, on the mitch. Didn't like it. Didn't like the teachers. Basically, just
Okay.
no interest. And then of course you find a drink when you're younger, and like
Yeah,
stand outside the shop getting naggins. Like that's just how I
the
done
way
it.
it was, yeah.
It's just the way it was.
And did you make it through the leaving cert, or
Go all the way. Yeah,
Okay.
I done my leaving cert.
did you do okay, or?
I definitely could have done better.
Right.
From
Okay.
memory, I think I got like 270 points or something,
Okay.
which was a big drop for what I should have got. But I had no interest. I really had no interest.
Yeah.
I was like the CEO. I was like looking at what I was going to do. I went to a course in business.
Yeah, did you know what you wanted to do? No, you hadn't a clue.
No, hadn't a clue.
And,
Hadn't a clue.
okay, did you get a job while you're in school then as well, or?
So when I used to deliver the Northside People paper with my cousin.
Right.
Odd jobs. We used to scrub cars, anything that we could get our hands on, so we could play the PlayStation, have a lot of sweets, and that's what we done.
Right.
And then from there, I worked at McDonald's.
Right.
Loved that job.
Yeah.
Loved
Well,
working at
actually,
McDonald's.
like McDonald's gets a lot of flack, but I don't think it's a bad first job, right? They're
Yeah.
not bad payers either, like.
Oh, it was me and a lot of lads, and I was on quarter pounders, and we had the crack in the kitchen. Like, it was some laugh, and hard hours. It was quick work, but like, I mean, went through the day, and it kind of gets you ready for the real world.
Yeah.
See what it's really like. But yeah, I loved that. Went to just trying that, just obviously for a bit of money as I was going through college. College lasted all of 6 months.
Right. Did you have, before you, right, did you know what college course you wanted to do, or were you just kind of showed, oh, this is a good path for you, and then was it a degree course or a PLC, or what was it?
So I was in Ionapa on my leaving cert holiday.
Oh, yeah.
I had the head dyed off me white, basically. Like, I look like you remember Darnell from Big Brother.
Yeah.
You put that snippet in.
Right.
I look fucking ridiculous, and thought it was great over on the lash. But the CEO results came out when we were over there.
Right.
So we put €1 into the thing, the slot to use the computer, logged on to CEO, and because my points are so bad, I got nothing.
Okay.
There was a point where I was actually going to do nursing.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I don't really know why. It was just, I thought maybe that was my path. But the only thing I got was Blanche IT to do business.
Right.
Because it was only there, I said, yeah, I better do it, because that's what you should do. You should do a college course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went there, and it was a 4-year course, 6 months. Absolutely hated it. No college life. It was very much a 9 to 5 in lectures. Not what I thought college was going to be.
Right.
And I had no interest in business, so it was absolutely pointless.
Right.
So
what did you do then after the 6 months, and was there a conversation then at home to say, hey, what are you at?
Yeah, very, like, obviously my mum and dad were, because my brother beforehand would be, he's not extremely academic, but he always done courses and pushed himself to do more. He's a secondary school teacher now.
Okay.
And so was my sister. My younger sister's a secondary school teacher as well, weirdly enough. But I was, it was almost like the done thing.
Right.
Once again, I think it's probably generational as well, that it was almost like, if you don't go to college, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
And that was probably my mum and dad's thoughts, what are you going to do? And when I was in college, once again, I was behind the bar, up in Brady's and Castleknock at the time, and just loved it. Like, in my mind, I was kind of like, right, I'm going to stop doing college. I can do more hours in the bar now. And I was kind of like, great, suited me.
Did someone in the bar kind of say to you, hey, do you want more hours, or did you approach them for more hours?
I approached them. Like, I'd say, look, I'm freed up now. I'm not doing this college anymore, any chance. And yeah, all of a sudden your Saturday and Sunday became Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. And yeah, it just kind of progressed. And I just doing odd jobs from there, just kind of.
Did it bother you working weekends though in the pub, or did you mind it?
It was strange, because I would have been, so Brady split up, obviously most bars split up into a lounge and a bar, and I would have been given the bar, and I would have had a lot of the 21st and the 18th and the different parties. So I was kind of glad that when weekends came, if there was a party on, I was delighted. Like, you'd be rushed off your feet for 5-6 hours, whatever it is, and work would feel like it goes so quick. So, and because my other friend, my main group of friends then, they would have went out and say Wednesday nights, Thursday nights instead of weekends. So it didn't really bother me. It was all about kind of, right, I need the money in order to go out during the week.
Yeah, it's cheaper to go out during the week.
That's what I mean. Like, they have college nights, and you go out during college nights. Yeah. Down to McGowan's or whatever else, Coppers, like the usual.
What else was there?
It was great.
There's another place on Harcourt Street there. I can't think of it. The open.
D2?
No, it's like open. I can't think of it anyway.
Tripod, Everly. Tripod was there when I used to go.
Dicey's, is that?
Dicey's,
There you go.
€2 a pint. I mean, it was a
On a
pint of
Wednesday,
slop.
on a Wednesday night.
Oh yeah, it was great. But yeah, and since the bar, I always consider myself that I was kind of happy. I looked at the lads around me and I was like, this is probably going to be my future.
Right.
I
Okay.
would said. Like the lad I work for, Ray, he owns Brady's and Terranure as well.
Right.
Like, I mean, these lads are fantastic. They basically took me on like family.
Happy days.
Great crack to work for. We would have had separate nights out as well, and I mean, he give you the shirt off his back type of bloke.
Right.
And there was a girl that worked there as well at the time in Brady's, and she got it into her head and convinced me to go to Canada.
Right. Okay. She went
Um,
traveling.
so we're traveling. Yeah. So
Right.
we went to Toronto for a year. With her.
What was it like going to Toronto? Like, did you enjoy it, or would you recommend it?
Loved it.
Right. What
Loved
did you
it,
do out
yeah.
there? Were you working?
So when I got over there, I was 20. It was before my 21st, and no idea what I was doing. Went over. You stay in a basement apartment. I was like, what do I do? So I'm going to use my accent to my advantage here. I'm going to skip behind the bar of an Irish bar in Toronto. I got 2 shifts, and they basically were never busy, so they didn't ask me to come back.
Okay.
So what am I going to do? Went online, and I looked up. I happened to see a job for a labourer. So it was a lad that needed, or basically 2 lads from Galway.
Yeah.
They needed someone to shift stuff from during the day. I had to get the train out to one of the suburbs in Toronto, and yeah, I'd never done labour work before. They start giving me shovels, and it was digging out, renovating houses, and
Jeez.
it was making waterfall features for like these real like really high paid Canadian people.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic. It was great crack. They treated me like the apprentice, of course they did. You know, go over there and get the long stand.
Get coffee runs.
I'm falling for all of it. But it was really good.
Right.
And then work dried up then with them, and I got a job in Virgin Gaming.
Okay.
So you know, Virgin have a load of different
entities or whatever. Yeah.
So one of them over in Canada, because the gambling restrictions are a bit loose, they made Virgin Gaming.
Okay.
So I went in the morning, and my desk had a PlayStation, an Xbox, and 2 monitors.
Right.
And what you done is that you had your admin beside you.
Yeah.
You went on. You, as far as everyone in that community, Virgin community, was considered, I was just another player on the platform. And you go on and you'd say, I'll play you in FIFA
Yeah.
for $10, and you play them and you let them win 2-1 or whatever, and you say okay, and then I play it for $20 and you beat them,
Right.
and that's how they made money.
Okay. So you got hired as like an expert gamer.
Yes, yeah, as an expert gamer, yeah.
How long were you there for? I said it was like a dream job, was it?
In shorts and flip flops all day playing. It was a dream job. It really was. And the likes of we would have had, what was big at the time? Halo was big at the time. The original Halo.
Yeah.
And I wasn't very good at it, but if I played Halo and I say I play someone for $20, whatever it was, they beat me, and then I'd say, tell you what, I play it for 50, and they go, yeah, okay, and I'd have the number 3 in the world in Halo beside me, and I'd say, just play this for me, beat them. It was the ultimate hustle, and it was just great. Like, everyone was kind of my age. They're all Canadian. The reason I got in is that I'm a pretty good FIFA player, but other than that, it was my accent. I realised I was Irish.
Yeah.
I'd be cracking the office and a bit of banter and stuff,
Yeah.
and it just went from there.
I've seen them offices, right? Like, I've been into them in Dublin, right, where like they have the joypads and they're playing games. It just looks like they're DOSing now. They're actually testing the game to make sure it works, right?
Yeah.
But I often looked at those and said that is a handy number. Like, what, they're just playing games all day and taking notes on like the characters or whatever, or if they move properly or if the arm falls off.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Loads but then again, when it get at you after a while, would you be like, do you really want to do that all the time?
Yeah.
You
I
know?
don't know. But were you there for long, or?
So that I said, that was about 6 months, and then my visa was coming up. Unfortunately, it was USIP that were running the visa at the time.
Okay.
And it was a big thing that if you were staying, you had to be sponsored. So Virgin were in no position to sponsor me.
Right.
And yeah, it expired without being able to stick around. So I said, right, homeward bound.
Yeah.
So I came home then just before Christmas. Swore to myself I'd never go back behind the bar.
Right.
Probably lasted about a week. And then in I went, needed the money, so went back in behind the bar. And then from there, I what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
And then I got a job with Microsoft Xbox out in Swords.
Okay.
Went from there, once again customer service, dealing with people on Xbox issues and
Okay. So I had a good idea.
I had a general idea of how it worked and the systems and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was good. Once again, it was okay. I was living out in Swords. I kind of rented with a couple of lads out there.
Yeah.
Once again, still not knowing what I wanted to do. This was all just kind of young me trying out different things. So I was there for about 2 years, and that's when all of a sudden, as the recession was coming in, jobs popped up on the banking.
Okay. If there hadn't been a recession, would you have went into banking, or were you in just before the recession?
No, I 100% wouldn't be in banking if it wasn't for the recession.
Okay. Yeah, because you don't seem like someone that's suited behind the desk.
No.
I wouldn't picture you for like what the jobs that you have done, like in banking or whatever.
Yeah, it was like I went into for the team that I was put on. It was basically as people were in financial difficulty, they sent in this financial statement to say, look, I can't afford my mortgage. I can only afford X, Y, and Z. What could you do for me? And we take them. We do the assessment. All in the background. Just computers. That's all it was. And you'd send off those details down to an underwriter who'd make the final decision. So I agree with you completely outside of my personality.
Yeah.
But once again, it was in my mind. Once again, probably a thing with my parents as well, and just my friends, that it just seemed that if you're in a bank, it was the thing to do.
Yeah.
Like it just seemed like, oh yeah, that's what you should do because you work in a bank. Or you tell people you work in a bank, ooh, you know, you kind of have, ooh, it's different.
Yeah.
And I was happy with that. But when you actually stand back and look, I was kind of, was I actually happy? Nah, not really, you know.
That was like a social kind of expectations of you to get what would be inverted commas a real job, and a bank would be seen as that real job, right?
Oh, I'd have to, and it's funny because my uncles back, I know it's a different time, but like when they were 16 and 17, they worked for Bank of Ireland. They were moved over to Birmingham, over in England, and London, whatever it may be. And the fact that they were going off to work for the bank over in England, I was like, oh my God.
Big deal, yeah.
They've made it. You know, my sons have made, and they come back with their suit and tie, and oh my God, look at, you know, the prodigal son returned.
Yeah.
You know, so for me then to go into the bank, it was an element of, you know, keeping up appearances, and if anyone asked, you know, I work in the bank, sort of thing. But things aren't all rosy in the garden.
No.
You know, it's at the end of the day, I'll always be thankful. I paid the bills.
Yeah.
The experience that I got, as I said, doing the arrears and stuff has been fantastic. I've met friends for life. I have friends for life in the bank.
Yeah.
And always grateful for it. But
did it take a toll on you though, that like emotion, right? Because you would have been in these like Xbox and places and playing games, and then in the bar, like they're places people go to be happy, right?
Yeah.
But people go to the mortgage arrears unit or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
Like people go there because they're in financial difficulty and they're like on their wits' edge.
Yeah.
You know, was that hard, like that emotional adjustment, like to work for you?
Yeah, like there was very rarely a nice conversation that you could have with someone on the phone. It was very, as I said, they were literally on the tether. The nice conversations that you have if there's something you can actually do for them. So if they've said, like if you can reduce their payments or whatever the situation is, if you can pay off a loan or you can consolidate something for them, that was the win. But I mean, it was rare. Like at the end of the day, if you remember, like NAMA lent all this money to the banks, keeping them afloat, and they wanted their money back. So it was, the pressure was on to get in, as you're there on the phone to get as much money as possible. You're there to help, kind of, but at the end of the day,
you get the money back.
Get the money back. That's the idea. That's what you're getting paid for. So there was a fine line. It's night and day when it comes to behind the bar, talking to people. But yeah, like it took a toll, as in I got a lot of experience from it, but it was hard sometimes to kind of shake what happened during the day, and some of the conversations you kind of have to get up, go outside, kind of collect yourself and go, Jesus, what job you're in. And the managers are very good there. They know what you're going through. They can listen back on calls to hear what went on, how you approached it. The training is quite good.
Quite sensitive issues, like.
Oh yeah, very very sensitive. Yeah, everything was private, confidential. You'd be talking to, as you're talking to people. There's some people talking on the phone, and their information's popping up on screen, and they're really in the depths of it.
Yeah.
Really, really in the depths. And to be honest, probably something I've brought forward because I'm very conscious myself now of my own mortgage and any debt that I have, because I'd be aware how easy it is to get into that situation.
Yeah.
Very easily,
Yeah, good. Like, especially like with house price again, it's probably just around the corner waiting to happen again. Like people being in those situations.
Oh, I just thank my me personally, we built myself and my wife, we built a house in Dunboyne back 2018, 2019.
Right.
Pure timing. Like, if we were to do it now, impossible. You wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I just feel so bad for people, maybe not even in the housing market, but in the rental market. Like, it's impossible. How it's going to fix itself, like,
Who knows?
I think you need a short, sharp recession. Kind of like a reset button.
Get them house prices down, yeah.
Just reset everything. And that reset, the GDP and all that, and bring the house prices down. And
Yeah, I think we're still recovering, like, from a talent, like, point of view, like, from the last recession, like, 200,000 people entered the country, I think, in the last 2 years or something like that, and only 30,000 new houses were built. So it's like, how are you gonna match that?
Yeah.
So you stayed in that job for 2 or 3 years, was it?
In permanent. So yeah, I bounced around a couple of banks. So I was in permanent TSB, and then I eventually moved on to AIB.
Right.
And AIB, once again, it was in the same capacity. It was in
mortgage arrears.
In mortgage arrears, and I played football with a couple of lads, mates of mine, that once again they moved from Paramount to AIB.
Yeah.
And included in that group was the head of internal audit for AIB.
Okay.
Played football with him. And it was in passing conversation as we were walking back over one day. He was telling me about audit, and I said, I wouldn't mind getting into audit, something different. And he goes, right, give me a shout, give me your number.
There you go, dropping.
That's how it happened.
Right. Did you just want the out of like the arrears stuff and get
It's something different. I wanted something. I was in it long enough that I knew everything about it. I knew I knew mortgage interest rates. I could nearly read them off in my sleep. And it was just, I had it done. There's nothing else I could learn. So I wanted something new. And audit, never done it, never knew what was involved, nothing. Thrown in the finance team.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. It was you'd have conversations with the wider business of it, be it internal audit, So you'd have conversations with different areas of AIB, finding out how the bank works, what other people do, and it wasn't just work, it was conversations as well. So it's kind of bringing me back to where I was working. Kind of brought in that customer service bit, and you probably know yourself, audit has a bad mark against it. It's kind of like, here come the bad auditors. And when I was able to put a face to that, you could see people calming down and going, oh no wait, he's actually normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but like, what does an auditor do, right? Is it like financial accounting auditing? Is it information auditing? Like, what is it?
when you're in internal audit, especially for a bank, it's everything.
Okay.
So you have you'd specialise in some parts of audit. Like, for example, you have a major and a minor. So the major for me, for example, it was naturally that I would go into lending and having a look at interest rates, and so for example, an audit would be for me to do is that I'd be given, say, 100 mortgage accounts.
Okay.
I'd make sure the correct rate was put on, that they're making their payments. If they weren't, is it being followed up? What team is following up? Etc. Etc.
Okay.
What letters are going out?
So you're scrutinising like the procedures and processes and everything else.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on the risk that's involved, you could do them yearly. You could do them every 2 years. You do them every 6 months, depending on how risky they are.
Right.
And then in line with that, then you'd also have, say, someone looking at fraud.
Yeah.
And even though it's not something that I would be particular strong about, I know the audit process inside and out.
Yeah.
So therefore, I could do elements of that audit, even though I'm not fraud specific. If that
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So just like an element, just a section of it, but not as fully in depth, and then reporting maybe to someone else that had more authority in that.
You kind of be the helping hand. And
Yeah.
any questions that you're asked, any issues that went on with the auditor in the function, you should be able to answer them. You know the processes.
Yeah.
But when I got into the deep, some IT data protection, I'd lead on someone that's more IT focused or more kind of other stage focused. Yeah.
What was normally people go like Big Four, right? Into like the bank, right? Not from the bank to Big Four.
Yeah.
What kind of triggered that then, or was it just right opportunity, right place, right time, or?
Once a bit of both again, I'd say, because at this stage I was in internal audit in AIB for about 5 years. It got to a stage where it was getting a bit stagnant. I never moved teams, so it was almost like I was auditing the same thing, the same processes over and over again. And I fell into kind of a comfort going, am I going to be doing this the whole time? So I said, what's the way you can change? I knew some people that have gone to Grant Thornton before, and knew nothing about them, knew nothing about consultancy, but I said the feedback that was coming back is that you do something for 3-4 months, see how you get on. If you hate it, you're only in it for 3 or 4 months, so give it a go, and you can move on from it if you really hate it. So I thought, I'll give it a go. So I reached out and had an interview with one of the directors there, and they said, come on board, see if you like it, and just went in. Their team is the business risk services, so not only audit, it covers off a range of different services to clients, basically, not just audit. You could be on their team for sales, you could be on their team for customer service, whatever it may be.
Okay. And are you just being contracted then out into banks then, or are you is it a whole realm of different companies then you're getting exposure to?
A whole realm. It depends on which company you go for, whatever Big Four. All depends on the contracts they have.
Right.
For me specifically, it complete coincidence that I happened to be sent out to Parent TSB. I was working for them.
That's a complaint you get sometimes.
Do you know what I mean? But that's just the way it worked out. I work for them. I work for BMY over in New York. And then you could go working for Western Union. You could go working for Google, depending on whatever contract they had. As I said, 3-4 month gigs. And it was fresh. It was new, different people. But do you want my real opinion on consultancy firms?
No. You want the sponsors?
Okay. Grant Thornton sponsor. This guy.
No. Look, I know it's pretty cutthroat in them companies, and there can be a high turnover, and they're great places to get some real life experience. But I don't know if they're the be all and end all for like a long term career. But from experience from working with one of the Big Four, and what I think, fantastic exposure. But basically, they're great for exposure. No matter what you do, is that, as I said, you could be there for 6 months, but in those 6 months you could organize yourself with contact with the MD for Google. You could be Western Union. There's a deal with those lads in Stripe, the 2 Irish lads. They're very well versed in there, and I know people have gone to Stripe because of it. So they're great for that. But in regards to doing a good job, so I always liked giving out a good report, and I always liked talking to people and being considered reliable. A big thing for me is to be reliable, and the fact that you're part of, it's a money making machine. So at the end of the day, what's important is that you get in your interns, you get in your young lads, they go on projects, they smash it whatever's needed, and that it's basically the higher lads will do the reporting and the sign off, because you don't want to spend that much money. All your margins, how it works. And I'm not naive to that. I knew that's how it worked.
but I just think it's toxic. This is, once again, it's my opinion. I think no one in their right mind would have a want to do consultancy.
Okay.
I don't think so. Sponsor us, please.
No, it's okay. No, because some people, I know. Look, I've placed people that have come out of Big Four, multiple, not just the one, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and some people love it. Some people love going in, getting their day rate, and working 3 months, taking 3 months off, working 3 months, taking 3 months off.
Yeah.
And bouncing around. Some people love it, right? That kind of lifestyle suits them. Other people just despise it. Like, even, you know, if you go in walking around the city centre, you'll see the lights on in the offices and people sitting at them till 10, 11 at night, you know?
Yeah.
Even on a Friday evening.
Yeah, and it was strange because I don't know if it was just the team I was on or the time I was on, but some of the people, even though you're not working, it was almost just to save face. You know, if you send an email at 10:30 or 11 in the evening, oh, you're working late, so you must be doing something good, even though you might not be. And there'll be some people in the office just till 7:30, 8 o'clock. As you see the lights on when it's dark.
Yeah.
They're doing whatever. And is life worth that? That was my thought process going. I know people need money, and don't get me wrong, it's good money. Like, I was on really good money. But was it worth that? Like, you know, I just thought to myself, do I want to work my way up potentially to be director, partner? For what? And that was kind of my thought behind it. You know, is it something I really want to do? The money's going to be fantastic. Like, I'm going to be loaded here.
Yeah.
But
they pay really well.
They pay really well. But is it something I want to do long term? Like, as an example, I know for a fact that some of the partners there would have gigs in New York. So you go over and do you work over in New York, and if they get off a flight, they've been known to go into the office after coming off a flight. I know they have families at home. Like, I know they've their own lives, but it just takes over.
Yeah.
It just takes over. But yeah, you're right. Different strokes for different folks. You know, some people they can work it into their everyday life, and
yeah, some people like that as well. Like, especially like, if you didn't want to be an entrepreneur, right, and you wanted to make really good cash, right? Like, let's be honest, you can make it there.
Oh yeah.
But that's another avenue that people can go down, right? But it's not for everybody, right?
Absolutely.
But what was the like final nail in the coffin where you was like, I'm done, I'm out here, I'm gonna do something new? Or like, had you got a backup plan before you left, or did you leave before you had a plan in place?
No backup plan really.
Right.
The straw that broke the camel's back, I suppose, was COVID. It's probably a resounding theme for a lot of people, but COVID kind of gave a lot of time to think and going, hold on, what am I doing here, and is this something I want to do? Because I would consider myself quite social.
Yeah.
The whole fact of staying at home doing Zoom quizzes and stuff was just it was a novelty at the start for the first 2 or 3 months. Like, you're pretty doing it yourself, but then it just drains you. Like, I mean,
yeah. Did you find yourself, right, because you had worked in the banks, right, during like the recession, and were probably in better times by this stage?
Yeah.
Did you feel like maybe another recession could come along and that everything could go capiche, and you actually worked harder and maybe burnt yourself out during COVID, or were you just kind of done?
There's definitely, it's funny because even as humans, we have to get to a stage of, as you said, nearly burnout to realise, okay, I need to change things. And that's where I was. Like, I was at a stage where I was doing things where I was unhappy. I was getting the money, but like, I was rolling over. You wouldn't have a shower some days. Just onto the laptop, just going through the motions. Like, you'd wake up, and the biggest anxiety kick was waking up to like 50 emails. You're like, what is this? You know, the emails that come in every day. The biggest relief to what I do now is that you don't wake up to emails.
Okay.
I wake up and you go about your day, whereas your day is decided for you before you even log into the bloody computer. Yeah. You know, it was just, and I just went into a really dark place. Like, I was just really kind of down on myself. Yeah. You kind of come to the fact that, right, this is what life is. I'm gonna have to get over it, but then you couldn't get over it because your mind's racing, going, geez, I didn't think I'd end up doing this. Yeah. You talk to no one from one end of the day to the other. my first baby came along, then it was kind of, oh, this is great and stuff. But then you go back into your hole going, oh Jesus, we're still stuck at home, and it was bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, just what changed my mind is that I was talking. I live next door to my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
And one lunchtime, I think she came in and said she was talking to a friend, and she said she's a celebrant and this is what she does. And I said, oh, okay. Had a look into it, and I knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
Knew nothing about celebrancy at all. And I said, oh, I'll give it a look, see what it's like. And I think it was maybe not the same day, but 2 days I signed up for the course and done it then. And in between that as well, my dad and my father-in-law, they're taxi drivers.
Okay.
So I said to myself, I'd never drive a taxi.
Yeah.
Never. Like, I see my dad come home and, oh, this taxi, oh Jesus. And even my father-in-law said, like, he actually liked it. But I said to myself, no, it wouldn't be for me. Like, I just couldn't imagine myself driving all day and all this. But I said, you know what, I'll get the taxi license anyway.
Right.
Just half the license, see if I like it, test it out, I'll do a bit of renting or whatever. And yeah, I do in conjunction, love it. It's great.
You pick your own hours, do your own thing. Need more money, work more.
That's the beauty. It's one of those, okay, I actually need 20 quid. You can go out and get 20 quid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can. Something happens at home, or the way I work is that if you can be at home for, say, breakfast and going to school, or you're home for bedtime, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of that. You know, it works out that way.
Get you. Yeah.
I talk all the time, so I'm talking all day. You meet crazy people, you meet normal people. No matter how much you don't like them or you think it's a weird situation, like max you're going to be in it is 20 minutes and they're gone. You'll never see them again. So I think it's great.
Okay.
I have the bigger van, so I have it togged out, like I've lights and
so like party bus kind of thing.
Party bus, yeah.
Deadly.
So I give people the experience that I think what I want in a taxi. You know, I always keep it clean. It's comfortable. There's music. I have to chat, and it's great. The day flies by.
Yeah, you kind of enjoy it. So it's you can probably pick the couple up and drop them off at the wedding. Going to marry them.
I thought about this. I said, well, you need a wedding car. You know what I mean? So like the offer's there if you ever need a wedding car or a taxi. But it's and once again, for me doing ceremonies, it gives you that flexibility that if I was called for, say, a funeral or whatever it may be, that you can kind of drop tools and you can go and do your business with that, you know.
Yeah. And would the goal now be to like get into the celebrancy like full time, or would you still drive the taxi?
Yeah, in an ideal world, I'd love to have celebrancy full time, and that's my aim.
Yeah.
The whole idea myself, modern celebrancy and FuturFaith, is that we're going to take over. It's a modern movement for ceremony.
Yeah.
And it's the way the world is moving, and it's slowly getting the name out there. Hopefully going stateside very soon.
Right.
And when that happens, you'll be able to see it kind of take off, and people come to the realization. It's all about knowledge and learning, right? Because as you said, you've learned things today that you didn't know.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. It's all about letting people know what's out there, what your options are. And when you realize there's more to ceremony and more that can offer and can be personalized and fun, I think it's going to take over. So I'm hoping that if I have, 3 to 4 ceremonies a week, that'd be ideal for me. And then I could never let go of my taxi license though. Right. I would definitely still keep it. I do some hours. Yeah.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Yeah, definitely.
But what is the difference, right, between FuturFaith, right? Is FuturFaith like a skill, right? Because I've seen you guys are in the Irish Times and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Is it like a skill where you're teaching people to be celebrants because, like yourself, right? There's more people looking for a career transition or an alternative career because the 9 to 5 doesn't suit. Yeah. Is that what FuturFaith is, or what is it?
Yeah.
Or is it just a directory where you go on and get a celebrant? Like, what is it?
Both. So FuturFaith itself, it's a family-run business up in Dundalk. It's 3 people. It's husband and wife. So Lorraine is Reverend herself. Yeah. Reverend Keith as well as her husband, and their son Connor. So Connor is the nominator.
Okay.
So as you're being ordained, if you're being ordained or you're being put on the registry, Connor would organise that. But it's just the three of them. They started it up themselves, and the idea is that it's an online course, and you've hit the nail on the head. It basically offers you the alternative to a full-time job.
Okay.
So if you're thinking of anyway doing celebrancy, and you want the option of, I don't like the whole spiritual bit, or it's a bit too religious. It's both. It's,
you can take in and put out what you want and don't want.
Exactly. That's the beauty of it. The course gives you the tools and kind of lets you know what your boundaries are, what your limitations are, and other than that, you're free to write your scripts on your own.
Okay.
You're let. I'm a graduate, so I'm a graduate of them, but
yeah,
going forward, I'm hoping to be involved in FuturFaith and the movement going forward. You know?
Get you. Okay. And how long does it take to actually do the online course?
If you talk to people from FuturFaith, this is I'm glad you asked this. Actually.
Yeah.
I broke records in completing the course, so
Right.
I done it in just over a month.
Right.
Now the course itself, you are given the platform for a year.
Right.
So once you pay the fee as it comes up, you have it for the year. You can go on, you can take materials off it, download whatever you want, go through the course, and yeah, for a full year. But depending on your lifestyle, you know, if you have a full-time job, it just worked out for me that when I was in the car, that I finish up say 7:30, 8 in the evening, go home, do a couple of modules, whatever it may be, and it is one of those courses when you do it, I kind of couldn't put it down. So it's kind of, I wanted to do a bit, and I was like, I'll stay up, and then all of a sudden it's, you know, 12:30 at night, and you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So I didn't put it down. But yeah, like there's some people on the platform for nearly pushing the year. There's some people that are obviously brand new to it as well. They're only in a couple of weeks. It all depends on your life, and that's the beauty of having it for the year.
Yeah. And is there an exam then you have to do, or is there an assignment, or what? How do you get qualified? Like?
Yeah. So the course itself has a flow, a natural flow. So first of all, you do the baby naming course.
Okay.
So the baby naming course, you would do the aspects. It kind of goes into details of how you would do a course, etc. And then in order to complete that module or pass that module, you would finish an exam where you write your own baby naming.
Right.
And when I say write your own baby naming, is that you are the baby.
Okay.
So I wrote me in December of 1989 being...
Okay. Like a ceremony as it would be.
Your own ceremony, yeah. And your mum and dad are there, and
right.
How it would be. So that's graded, and you're assessed on that, and that's just online.
Okay.
Then you move on to weddings.
Right.
So that's probably your key one, your bread and butter, where it's quite detailed. It goes into, from the start, obviously a priest or a Christian wedding, let you know what it is, how it works, Hindu weddings, Jewish weddings, you know, all different cultures.
Okay.
And then how we can combine them, so different ideas and how you can combine them. Stuff that can come up at a wedding, stuff that doesn't come up at a wedding, you know, kind of prepping you for real life scenarios.
Yeah.
And then you write your own wedding.
Okay.
And when you write that's all fine. So that's graded once again, and you pass it. And then you go on to funerals. Once again, funeral gives you all details of different types of funerals, how it can be done. You write your own one, and
you write your own funeral.
You write your own funeral.
Okay. Okay. I don't know about that now.
And Lorraine will tell you the idea is that you will never write a harder funeral again. That's the idea.
Jesus.
So
that's some exercise.
Yeah. So after that's done, then you do a video call. So you do a video call with Lorraine and Keith and the guys that do the assessments. They will. So you do it over a video, your wedding and your funeral.
Yeah.
That's marked, and then you do them live. So Homestead House, down in Dundalk, it's a working house. It's available for real weddings. They can fit up to 30 people. They've done weddings there before. And you go down and do your mock wedding and mock funeral. So you're given a husband and wife. They're
married.
Actors that you marry. And the funeral, there is a makeshift coffin there with your name on it.
No, you're joking.
You do up your table. Yeah. And they're there assessing you, and you...
That's really morbid.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it gets real very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Very, and after it is an element of, and after, you know, obviously you're giving your feedback, you're giving your grade. If you pass, you basically have your graduation ceremony and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it's just like, oh my god, relief. It's done, and you're given your badge, of course, of your badge. That's your recognition.
You definitely earned it anyway.
Oh, let me tell you, yeah. And that's at that opportunity you're offered if you want to take a title. So before Connor nominates you on the system, you could be a minister,
Okay.
David Cummins. You could be Reverend David Cummins, or you can just be David. You don't have to take a title if you don't want.
Yeah.
And the idea in me taking Reverend is that, as we said, I just think that everyone sees it as religious connotations, and there's religion behind it. I see it as I have been awarded the opportunity to legally marry people. I'd like it recognised in the next, so people can see that I'm a reverend.
Yeah.
It comes with a bit of punch over in the States.
Yeah.
That if you tell people you're a reverend over in the States, you're listened to.
Okay.
And there's a bit of, you're almost going as close to doctor. You know, doctor, you're a reverend. You know, you have that kind of pull, you have that authority.
Yeah.
And there's a nice ring to it. Rev Dave, you know.
Rev Dave, yeah.
Cool way of looking at things. So it's just been a whirlwind since then, really. You know, we've had getting involved in the States. Have you heard of Clark Hill before?
No.
So they're a solicitors firm. Basically what they do is that they help out Irish businesses to make it in the States.
Okay.
So we've gone to 2 of their events so far. One was during the NFL there.
Oh yeah, just a couple of weeks ago. Last week maybe. Yeah.
And we went there, and the idea was that we were pitching to them to let it's state by state over in the Americas. So,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We're currently looking at, I think it's Ohio, and the big one would be New York and Nevada.
Right.
If you can get into them. So, slowly dipping our toe. We met with the Irish ambassador, Irish ambassador for America, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
We met with him the other day, and he had a talk in the offices in town, and so far we've been greeted with open arms. It's all very new. Like when they see us, they're kind of, you can see them coming up and going, "Oh, you're religious people," and you can see the hesitation. And then when they realise what we actually do and what we're bringing to the table, it's come on, and you know, let's have fun.
Yeah, because I suppose the Catholic organisation probably still has that dark cloud hanging over it, like the history and everything, right?
Yeah.
That's probably why they're a bit standoffish, maybe.
Absolutely. Look, the Catholic Church have not helped themselves whatsoever,
no.
And in fact, they haven't helped us.
Yeah.
Insofar as like it's. As you said, if you say you're a reverend, or the problem with the name FuturFaith is that I think the word faith almost brings a religious element to it.
Yeah.
And if you're in any way associated with something, you know, religion or whatever, you're straight away given the question. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been asked by friends, "Are you in a cult?" Straight up. Are you in a cult, or how's the cult going? You know, and it's just it's because of the religious elements and what's gone on, but it's completely new. It's a new way of looking at things. It's trying to respect religion and keep it involved, but you know, bring that modern twist, bring the way move with the world, bring all cultures in. Like FuturFaith, it's all the legals, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, it's modern, it's new. Yeah. You know.
And if someone wants to, let's say, career change, become a celebrant or whatever, right? How can they get in contact? And then if they also want to book you for an event, or you know, wedding or a funeral or a baby naming ceremony, where can they find you?
Oh yeah. Well, if first of all, if you're interested in the course, or what I say to people is that if you ever consider celebrancy, if you ever thought, oh, I wouldn't mind doing that, or what's involved, just look into it. Just deep dive, have a look, because you'd be surprised at, first of all, how easy it is, how freeing it is to give it a go. And that's futurefaith.com. So drop the E, FUTURFAITH.com. The guys up in Dundalk, everything is face value.
Yeah.
There's nothing hidden. There's nothing. What should I say? There's no like hidden processes or hidden fees. At the end of the day, it is an investment.
Yeah.
So it's not cheap. Like, it is an investment. And you have to think about that this is a future career. That it's not just going to be this side gig that you have. It's going to be something that you're going to move with going forward and progress with. But FuturFaith.com can be your first stop. Lorraine's fantastic. She'll answer all your questions. So much so that she wants to just pick up the phone.
Yeah.
And she'll have a chat with you, see what you're thinking, and go down different avenues. And all the help online is just fantastic. And myself, I am Modern Celebrancy. So moderncelebrancy.ie.
Yeah.
That's me, David Cummins.
Yeah.
And you can get in touch with me once again. WhatsApp. I'm very much old school that people pick up the phone and talk to me. Yeah, have a chat. Because there is so many celebrants now out there.
Yeah.
And it's becoming a thing that people want to get into, and people are saying, oh, the market's getting saturated and all that. It's not. I think you have to stand out, and what am I going to bring different to the table that other celebrants don't have?
Yeah.
And I think you're not going to get better than me.
Okay. Yeah.
I bring I can keep people's attention. 35-40 minutes is probably your average ceremony.
Yeah.
But I tell their story, the bride and groom, the front and centre, but it's a bit of crack. Like, it's a celebration. Everyone's there for a bit of fun. Yes, it's ceremonial. You can have your candles, you can have your different poems and readings and stuff. But at the end of the day, everyone's here for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And that's what I bring to the table.
Okay.
That's what I want to see happen.
And then do you have a Facebook page or Instagram or LinkedIn?
I have. I'm not doing many TikTok dances these days, but I'm getting better at TikTok and Instagram. But Instagram is the @Modern Celebrancy. TikTok, I have 2 rings either side, but once again, it's Modern Celebrancy is the link, and Facebook, it's the business page. So I put up all my reviews there. I try all my videos there, and watch this space. I'm hoping to keep pushing it.
Yeah.
As we go.
Best of luck, and thanks very much for coming on. This is a great story.
My pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
A special thanks to Dave for coming over to the office today and for bringing the donuts from Krispy Kremes. If you enjoyed the episode, if you could hit the like, subscribe or follow button, that'd be great. And if you'd like to contact Dave, his details can be found in the description below. Thanks for listening.